Yo guys, I'm Dom Ultra, welcome back to another Dying Light 2 video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the UGC Fest event, Week 3. Techland has this event going on where you get to complete bounties for community maps, which are maps made by other players, and get some fun rewards. Now this week, we still got 3 rewards that are pretty much the same thing, but this time we only have 3 bounties for 2 community maps. Now before I actually continue with this video, I'd like to ask you guys to please drop me a quick like, and to consider subscribing since I make a lot of useful Dying Light and Dying Light 2 videos, and I'll also be making videos on Dying Light the Beast when it comes out. And lastly, a special thank you to the members on my channel. But now with all that being said, let's get right into today's video. Now like I said, we have 3 bounties and only 2 maps. The 2 maps we have today are Aidens Nightmare and Island Marathon. You can find these in the Community and Mods tab, and download them there. Now Aidens Nightmare has 2 bounties, while the Island Marathon only has 1. So let's start off with Aidens Nightmare. Now the Aidens Nightmare map is a kind of scary map where you gotta like survive and fight off some infected. Now the 2 bounties we have are Favorite Worst Nightmare and Fighting in a Dream. The Favorite Worst Nightmare involves you damaging 3 infected with a spear, and the Fighting in a Dream involves you defeating 20 infected. So these are very simple and very easy to do. Let's start off with the spear one, the Favorite Worst Nightmare. For this one you can find the spears right here, and a tip for you guys is to line up the zombies so that you can collateral them, because you can collateral them with these spears, and you can probably get this done with only 1 spear. But if you somehow, for lack of skill, manage to miss all 3 spears, then you can just quit the map and then join back in. These spears are really close to the door, and you can get this done, very quickly. And for the Fighting in a Dream, it's very simple. Just defeat 20 infected, run around, killing zombies, and that's it. It's very easy, nothing too difficult. And the map itself is pretty cool, so if you have the time, then I recommend, exploring it and giving it a try. But now moving on, we have Island Marathon. For this one, we only have 1 bounty, which is Summertime Gladness. This bounty involves you defeating 15 infected. Now what you can do is start this poster right here and then turn around, go behind you and go fight these infected. They're very easy to fight. You can charge into them, you can punch them once and they'll die. So you'll get this done fairly quickly as well. This map is pretty much like a course that you can run through, and it's actually a pretty cool one actually. I didn't complete it entirely because I'm trying to get this video out very quickly, but I did play a bit of it and it is actually really cool and really well built. But yeah, anyways, now that we're done with the bounties, let's go over the rewards. There are 3 rewards and they're pretty much the same thing. The first one we have is the Resource Bundle. This has been in the previous 2 weeks, so yeah, it's nothing really new and it's pretty much the same thing as the previous ones. You get some infected trophies, some craft parts, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It is very useful to have, especially if you're starting up a new save, because you can redeem this once per save. So yeah, it's nothing really too crazy, but it is pretty handy to have. But now next up we have the Piston Shard Gamma. This is a weapon, and you get the weapon as well as the blueprint. Now when the blueprint is fully upgraded, it actually deals a lot of damage. However, it doesn't have any mod slots, so it's not really the best weapon, but it is very close because of its high damage. It has 4 number of affixes and 400 durability. The weapon itself is a reskin, and the reskin is pretty cool actually. I love the colors on this weapon. However, it doesn't really do anything special. It does have a built-in Slitter mod, which applies a bleed effect when you kill zombies. However, the effect is, a power mod, so you can only activate it with a heavy attack, and it'll only be once. So yeah, kind of disappointing. I really want a weapon that can do something special while also looking cool, and this only ticks one of those boxes. It doesn't do anything cool. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing to me, but it is what it is. But now something that's really interesting, we have the Combustion Charm. What this charm does is that when you equip it to a weapon and you throw the weapon will explode on impact. Now this is really cool. However, the weapon doesn't come back to you like the Collar's weapons charm. But if you have the Skull weapon, which for those of you who don't know is a weapon from the winter event that passed, so unfortunately you can't get it. And I've tried dropping it to people, but it doesn't seem to work. Although I guess some of you guys can drop it to players and then leave. But yeah, as far as I know, you can't really drop this weapon to anyone. And the reason why this weapon is amazing is because when you throw this weapon, it comes back to you. And if you equip this Combustion Charm to it, you can throw the weapon and it'll explode and then come back to you. This makes it really cool, really useful, and honestly just the most fun I've had with a weapons charm. Now something to keep in mind though, the explosion does affect you, and also it doesn't really deal a lot of damage. If you throw a dead-on onto an enemy, the enemies around him will take damage from the explosion, but will not die. So yeah, before any of you say, oh, this is overpowered, well, it's not necessarily overpowered since you can hurt yourself, and also it doesn't really, kill everything in the blast radius. So it's not like a C4 that you can throw and, destroy everything that's, in its sight. But yeah, either way, it's still a really cool weapons charm, and honestly one of my favorites. So yeah, for this week's event, I would not recommend missing out on this since, it is pretty cool. The weapon is pretty good for its high damage, and this weapons charm is very unique and very fun. But other than that, that's it for the video. If you guys want to know how you can farm infected trophies in Dying Light 2, check out this video right here. or if you guys want the best Dying Light 2 videos on YouTube, check out this playlist I made. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.